What's going on, people? Back with a bang. Yes, this is the Money Management here with another video for you guys today. I guess the momentum is just carrying me forward right now. You probably didn't expect to see this at least this soon, but that does mean show some support. You know, we've been doing well recently with the views. Let's get those subscriber numbers up. Let's continue to hit the red button, subscribe to the channel. We've been doing well with the likes, but now let's also add some comments to that. We've been doing okay with the shares, but I'm sure a few of you guys can share them a bit more. I've seen some of you guys have shared them on social media. I will repost them when you share them. So if you want some nice reposts or nice little bit of clout there, share them on social media. But please continue to help us grow on this channel. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you guys my 0 to 100k challenge and my week 37 results, if I'm not mistaken. But we're not really going to go too deep into that. We're going to focus more on what is to come next week. A few stocks which had some crazy movement today. We're also going to look at some potential option plays next week, both calls and puts. And we're going to dive into a few different stocks, which I think you guys should keep on your radar because it looks like there's a lot of red coming. SPY unofficially closed below the 50-day moving average for the first time since June 18. If you don't know what that means, it's going down, down, down. So we're going to look at what that means for SPY and the rest of the market and some stocks you guys should be keeping your eyes on as well. Now, in the group today, we discussed a few different stocks which we could be looking at going into next week. I'm going to share those with you guys here. But I do want to remind you, none of this is financial advice. So please understand that any moves you make, any stocks you trade are purely based on what you do, nothing to do with me. That being said, let's dive into today's video. So we'll start off with a brief recap of my week. To be honest, there's not a lot to say. Down almost $700 on the week. It was a week where I expected to be red, but if you had told me how the week would have panned out, then I would not have expected to be red. Let me explain that. Going into the week, first full week of September, quad reaching today, I expected to have a red portfolio. Most of my stocks overall would be down. I did expect to find a few gems, some diamonds in the dirt, which I did happen to find, but I didn't expect them to pop off as well as they did. Now the problem is, I cut profits or I took profits too early, and that means I didn't maximize my profits. Another problem is, I tried to trade AMC today, which helped me lose 50%. So I went from $500 to $250. And that was a problem. Why was that a problem? Because that was a loss I didn't really need to take. I tried to day trade something, see if I could get 30, 40% returns. Didn't work out. Lucky that I took losses on time because AMC just sold off heavily, which we will get into. But like I said, I was doing well this week. I was actually up on the week until yesterday because of the trades that I'd made. Took profits a little bit early on CRM, UPST, tried to trade AMC today. And those three trades, just the small mistakes on those three trades, took me into the red. So I finished the week down, unfortunately. It wasn't down by much. It wasn't down by as much as I expected before the week happened, but I still finished the week down. You can look at that how you like. I'm kind of disappointed, kind of over this week, looking forward to next week. But again, in hindsight, it was supposed to be a red week. So not too big an issue. So I want to start off by talking about 4 or 5 of the stocks that are being squeezed right now. I know you guys like those kind of stocks, ATER, BBIG, AMC, OPAD, all those. We'll start off with ATER. ATR was up 11% on a day, so it had a crazy day. But remember, the last few days has been downtrending. That's something to keep in mind with these stocks. They're being squeezed, so they have all sorts of erratic behavior. They're very volatile. AMC sold off from the start of the day, but then it showed some potential signs of recovery before getting absolutely slaughtered. It finished the day down 4%, still trending down after hours. And usually, as I tell you guys with AMC, you got to make quick money with it. Nothing has changed there. BBIG. BBIG was down almost 7% today. Another horrible day for this kind of stock. Yesterday, it had a mixed day, started bad, then it shot up. Today was just straight down, straight red. It looks like there's red everywhere once again. And lastly, for the stocks that are being short squeezed, we're going to go with OPAD. This was down 32% today, 32%. After the crazy run-ups it had pre-market yesterday, during market hours yesterday, I think even after hours yesterday, it was pretty good. Today, it just sort of heavily. So if you got in puts on that one, and also one more stock I'm going to actually bring up now, IRNT, if you got inputs on either of those two or both, you definitely made some great money there. Those stocks are being squeezed. There's going to be all sorts of crazy movement. When they skyrocket, just know that they can come back down just as quick. You guys should know that by now. Now, because of the SPY news, I do want to say, let's have a look at a few bigger stocks, let's say. We'll start off with Apple, which was down 2% today. It just sold off, kept selling off, kept selling off. What do you think SPY did? Kept selling off, kept selling off, kept selling off. Apple is now back below $146. Remember, just a few weeks ago, it touched $156. And it's just been bleeding. What do I expect from Apple? For it to continue bleeding next week. Eventually, I'll look at October calls when it finds support. And speaking of finding support, let's talk about SPY now. Let's talk about SPY. You see, with SPY, I like the $443 calls for 24th September. But what I don't like is SPY is downtrending and it could see 440 very soon, if not even 438. That would be horrible, which means you don't want to get into your calls too early. Yes, I made a call out in the Discord. If you guys are in the Discord, you would have seen that. But I also mentioned a few things there which you guys need to take into consideration. But yes, SPY has been bleeding. SPY looks like it's going to continue to bleed. If SPY does continue to bleed, that means Apple will continue to bleed. So keep that in mind. Tesla had a very weird day. Remember yesterday's video I mentioned Tesla puts? Well, Tesla managed to stay green today. I'm not sure how, but it did. So Tesla was on the rise today. It was up. It had some weird movement in between, but it finished up. That's all that matters. It finished green. Facebook was down today around 2.24%, and it's also down after hours. If you traded Facebook puts, you would have ate very nicely. Facebook could continue to downtrend next week, so keep your eyes out on that one. I'm not calling it as a potential play here, but I'm just saying keep your eyes out on that one. And lastly, let's talk about Amazon. Amazon sold off heavy today. Well, heavy for Amazon, it was down 1% and it dropped around 40 points. So if you are looking for a long-term play, long-term hold, and you have enough money to buy a share of Amazon, this could be getting closer to your period of time where you want to buy in. But yes, Amazon sold off, so that's one you probably want to look at, because when Amazon sells off, eventually it starts to recover, just like Apple, just like Tesla, just like a lot of the bigger companies, the large cap companies. So keep that in mind with those. Now let's do the fun part of the video. The stocks I'm looking at trading next week. Bear in mind, this is not a full watch list. This is not even my watch list technically. That will probably be out either as another video or I'll just drop it in a Discord. Either way, I'm going to have a full watch list in the Discord available. You guys let me know what you want in the comment section below. But let's start off with Lucid. Lucid had a great day today, up over 8%, and it was flying. To start off with, it just flew up to highs of 10% before selling off a little bit and consolidating. Now it's consolidating nicely still throughout the rest of the day, but that means it could be setting up for another very nice run. So I will keep my eyes out for Lucid next week. The $24 calls I like. The $25 calls for 2 weeks later, I also like. But again, Lucid is one where it seems like, after that huge sell-off and when we made money from it a couple weeks ago, we could double back and make money from this multiple times. Shout out to, I think his name is Oscar in the Discord. He bought the Lucid call for $9. If he had held out to today, it hit highs of $140, at least when I saw it. So $9 to $140, that's a pretty solid return. Unfortunately, I know you sold out, but it's all part of it. You still made a great percentage return, so that's all good. Next, let's talk about Target, which I mentioned in yesterday's video, ticker symbol TGT. It's around $246, slightly downtrending. It's in a weird, interesting / weird channel right now, but I'm waiting to see what happens Monday before I play it. Again, want to keep your eyes out on 248 calls, 250 calls for a couple weeks out. To be honest, you could look at the 260 calls for October as well. Once again, keep those on your radar. Now let's talk about a few more stocks. First, we're going to go with Chewy. I did not mention it in yesterday's video. I've mentioned it multiple times before. Chewy started off the day all right before selling off and then rising, just spiking up suddenly back to the $76 range. Then it did sell off towards the end of the day. Now it's back in the $75 range. Chewy is one where it was $72 a few days ago. It's had a good week. It definitely finished the week very strong. The last couple of days have been awesome for Chewy. Hopefully we're looking to see that trend continue next week. I will still look at my $81, $85 calls for October. Chewy is one where you do not want to miss it. It's got a gap up the field all the way to $95 around that area. I told you guys multiple times now with Chewy. Check it out. Go look at it. Keep it on your watch list. Set alerts. Chewy is one where you've got some money to make. Speaking of got some money to make, let's talk about LVS, Las Vegas Sands. LVS is sitting at just over $38. The $38 calls I mentioned in yesterday's video for expiring 24th of September actually were around 74 cents per contract, which is a very nice price. And then they eventually got to highs around 112, 115 if I'm not mistaken. That means you could have had a 30-40% return just today if you day traded it. I know a lot of people in the Discord are in this trade. I'm not actually in this trade right now. I did not want to hold it over the weekend, so I'm waiting to see what it does Monday. But again, $38 calls expiring next week. If you see it dip below $38, that's your time to pounce. Now let's talk about Pfizer. Pfizer is one that a lot of people in the Discord have traded in the past few weeks. But Pfizer is one that's been selling off terribly, selling off horribly for the past couple weeks. I think it's around $43 right now. I'm looking at the Pfizer puts all the way down to the $40 range because it's bleeding and it's continuing to bleed. Pfizer is not one which has been very strong recently. And when you see a stock weak like this, when you see a stock selling off like this, continuing a downtrend, what do you expect? It's going to continue. So you're buying Pfizer calls before it's found support, you're just going to lose more money. You're buying Pfizer calls because you think it's going to $50 or $60. Well, that boat is sailed. We got the FDA approval. That was when people started to sell the news. Now it's back to being the same Pfizer it was previously. So again, look for Pfizer puts. If anything, it's puts. Maybe even all the way down to $39, but keep your eyes out on those puts. Now, speaking of puts, the dreaded SPY. Well, with this one, it's interesting. Let's find a level of support before we do anything with this one. If you can risk the puts, then go ahead. It looks like we're in a bear market, so it would be a nice time to buy puts on SPY. I personally am not doing that. I'm still looking at the calls for next Friday. Now, those are a risky trade, but I do believe SPY will get back to the 443 level. If you're too worried, you don't have to trade it, or if you're even too worried, you can roll your contracts out for further expiry, or you can even choose to buy a maybe closer to the money call, $441, $442, but I'm looking at $443 calls for next week Friday. Now, depending on where SPY opens on Monday, depends on what it does Monday, then I'll decide if I want to make my move or not, but I'm just going to keep my eyes out on it. SPY is definitely one of those stocks where if you're a beginner, you can invest in it, you can use it to learn to trade, you can do a lot of things with it, you can just watch it just to see how the market moves. That's going to give you an indication of seeing how stocks like Apple move. It's going to give you an indication of seeing how you can trade options on stocks. It's going to give you an indication of seeing how time decay works. SPY is one to keep in your mind. Now, lastly, I'll finish off with one interesting stock for you guys to look at. Ticker symbol AEVA. This is one where I'm looking at the $10 calls for October 15th. Right now, it's in the high nines, I think 950, 960. Now, the reason I'm looking at this one is if you guys have seen the stock LAZR, that has been running this week, it's been strong this week, it's around $17 right now. AEVA is a sympathy of that play, so it could run similarly. It has a similar chart, even a better chart in my opinion, but this is one I want you guys to keep your eyes out on. $10 calls, October 15. If you can get in between 60, 65 cents per contract, that would be a nice premium. If you want to get in higher and risk that, you can do that. We have about a month to expiry, so expect to see some nice action, and it might just take one of those days where it has a crazy day to start moving correctly and start bringing us back to the money. Once again, manage your trade, manage your risk. Make sure you guys know what you're doing before you trade. This week, if I had managed my trades properly, then I would have had a better week. I would have had a green week. It would have been great to have a green week in these red markets. First full week of trading in September would have been amazing to have a green week. That didn't quite happen. Oh well, it's all part of it, but that's another thing to highlight. Even when you've got a little bit more experience like I have, you can still make these kind of mistakes. Set your stop losses, cut your losses on time, don't bag hold, take your profits when they're there. If you've got multiple contracts, leave runners, which is what I could have done with CRM. But again, it all comes down to your discipline. Don't trade emotionally, don't revenge trade. If I had tried to trade again today after the AMC losses, I probably would have lost some money. If I tried to trade Lucid or maybe SPY, I probably would have lost money. When you take a loss, sometimes take a seat back, step back. Also, that reminds me, cash is a position. Don't be afraid to take cash as a position and just sit on the sidelines. But hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Make sure you guys check out the Stock Option Starter Pack. Make sure you guys subscribe if you're new around here. Also, come and join the Discord. Come join the Discord. Come join the Discord. If you're already in the Discord, comment it in the comment section below. Tell them to come and join the Discord. We've got a lot of things going on there. Great community of people trying to continue growing. And yeah, that's pretty much it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys appreciate it. These are not easy to edit, upload, record, blah, blah, do all the research, provide you guys with plays. But I definitely appreciate it when you guys actually appreciate it. So once again, have a great weekend, get some rest, enjoy your peace of mind if you're not trading cryptos, and see you guys back in the next video. Thanks for watching today's video. That's it from me. I got money to making, you got money to making. See you guys next time for another video. Peace.